the one, the only, Ben Good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled. Today we're doing Siman Reish Lamed Ches 238. Shulchan Aruch Yom Gvoa Itim LaTorah Balayla. We talked earlier in Siman 155 about in the morning you should make sure to learn. Here also you're supposed to make it time at night. It's called Kvias Itim LaTorah. I'll tell you an Ian Dali on the Ian share on this, what I believe the word ace. Ace is a very interesting word in Hebrew, right? Mechol Esu B'chol Shab, Mechol Esu Zman. It's different than the word Zman. Zman's a time. What is ace exactly? Because it's important to know, because the Gemara in Masechah Shabbos says when they get up to Shemayim, they're going to ask you Kavata Itim LaTorah. That's the famous Gemara where we get the source. Kovei, you have to be Kovei Itim LaTorah. What exactly does that mean? Well, the Shulchan Aruch talks about it a little bit. Aleph Sarach Lizar Melimud. You have to be very careful to learn at night. And people that don't learn at night, they're going to get a lot of punishment. Now, it's not so clear from the Gemara that you get punishment for not learning at night. It says positive things if people learn at night. I would like to say that it's not... I don't think you have to be more careful. I mean, it's not a greater mitzvah to learn at night than to learn during the day. I think it's the same mitzvah. It's the tendency people either relax at night or they have the tendency to go to sleep early or to have big meals at night. So it's harder to learn at night. So that's why maybe the Shulchan Aruch is right. You have to be more careful at night for Kvias Itim, whatever Kvias Itim means. And Halacha Beis, he establishes what does it mean. And Yeshlo Chok Kavua Lilmo Kaf Kach Liyom Ayatar B'Yom Lo Yishlimu Yashlimenu B'Layla Miyad. Apparently, it depends on an individual basis. Right? You're supposed to set aside certain times. This is the way the Shulchan Aruch, I believe, understands it. How much time am I going to set aside in the morning, and how much time am I going to set aside at night? So people who go to work, let's say, they get up very early. They get up 5:30 in the morning. They go to a Daf Yomi Shir 6:30 in the morning. And at night, they learn some Mishnayos between Mincha and Ma'ariv. Okay. That is your Chol Kavua. Now, if you miss out on that mandated amount of time, one day you miss Daf Yomi, so you have to make up Daf Yomi at night. It's not crazy to say that. But what about people who are learning Kollel? People that are learning the whole day. And then one day they have to go to the embassy in Jerusalem to make some passports. One day they have to go meet their parents in Jerusalem to go out to bagels with them. And things come up in life, especially after you're married. So what? You're supposed to learn the entire morning, so you miss 3 hours in the morning. And you already learn, you go to night Seder, you learn the entire night. So now you have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning to make up that time. It's hard for me to believe that. I don't think that's what Kvias Itim LaTorah really means. I really don't think so. I don't think people, and I think people learning Kollel are making a grave mistake. I believe the Torah warns, obviously it warns it in a way like a backhanded way, so you don't, because the Torah, you have to be smart. You have to use your seichel. The Torah is not going to tell you make it black and white. That's what the challenge of life is, but it says, Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. People say, all the mitzvahs. We say in the morning. We say, all those different things. Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. The Brisa, all the different Mekibot Avim, Milas Chasadim, Bikur Chola, Chasas Kala. Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. So everyone says Talmud Torah. They use the proof. Talmud Torah is equal to all the mitzvahs. So it's better to learn Talmud Torah. It's the greatest mitzvah. The problem is, Pirkei Avos, it says also, another Mishnah says, we don't know Matan Schar Shel Mitzvah. You should treat all mitzvahs equally. Okay, but this Brisa seems to say Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. The problem is the word Keneged. Everyone said Shavek Kulam, so I can't disagree with you. But Keneged, we're learning, a book about marriage, Ezer Kenegdo. Rashi says, Ezer Kenegdo, Im Zacha, if you merit, shall help you. Lo Zacha, if you don't merit, something bad's going to happen. Kenegdo shall be opposite. Opposite means exactly the opposite of what people think it means. It's not valuable like all the other mitzvahs. Keneged means it stands opposite all the other mitzvahs. People who learn all day, and oftentimes it gets in the way of doing other mitzvahs. And people rationalize, I don't have to go machaber my parent. I don't have to go spend time with my parents because I'm learning. But the whole point of learning, the Gemara says in Masechtas Kedushin, even Talmud Torah is greater than the action. But Gadol Talmud and maybe the Maisa. The whole point of Torah is lishmor is limod lame lishmor velasos. It's to do the mitzvos. You have to do them. If you're just learning not to do the mitzvos, you don't plan on doing the mitzvos, right? Like Gemara says that's the worst possible thing. So the main point of the mitzvos, the Torah, is it has a dual benefit. First of all, it's beneficial because it teaches you about the mitzvos, and secondly, people who are constantly engaged in learning Torah, right? They're closer to ruchnis, they're closer to spirituality. It's going to be easier for them to do the mitzvos. But when it gets to the point where it's too much, where you're always focusing on missing time from learning, you're not going to be able to perform the mitzvos. You have to have clarity of mind and say, listen, Talmud Torah l'chud and the mitzvos l'chud. The mitzvos is the main point. I learned Torah so that I'm more connected spiritually, so when the mitzvahs come on, I'll be able to do them. But when you always are learning and you use it as an excuse or rationalization, really God would rather me be learning than doing mitzvahs that I'm supposed to do. To go to a funeral, to go to a wedding, to meet your parents, things like that. Not everyone says these things, but it is. I learned seriously for many years, and legitimately it's a very strong Yetzer Hara to say, Hashem would rather me be learning. No, you're learning because you're lazy. You don't want to go do something, get up, and go do the mitzvah. So I don't think it's the right thing to be learning the whole time. And the other, the other Gemara is the Gemara Maseches Chagiga, where the Gemara says a very interesting Gemara. The Gemara says Maseches Chagiga. I believe it's on Daf Hey or Daf Dala. The Gemara says that Hashem cries for three people. Hashem cries, and two of the people, someone who is efshar lasak with Torah. He has the time to learn Torah. Enabled O.C. He doesn't learn Torah. Hashem cries over a person like that. He also cries over somebody who is efshar v'osek with Torah. Now, the question the commentators ask, why is Hashem crying over someone who's efshar? Right? It's very difficult for him to learn Torah. Nonetheless, he persists and he learns Torah. It's a really good question. But I said already in the Ian share when I was learning Maseches Chagiga that I believe the pshat is that for whatever reason he shouldn't be learning Torah, because either he needs money, he has to pay the grocery bills, or he has like the Mishnah, he's supposed to do kibbut avim. There's a time for everything, and you're not doing the other mitzvos. You have shalasik b'Torah. You're not able to do it. You're not supposed to be learning Torah now, and you're osik b'Torah. Hashem cries over that. It's not that he's crying because he's happy that you're you're not able to learn Torah and you learn Torah. He's crying because he's sad. Hashem said that you're using Torah as a rationalization not to do what you're supposed to do. People who don't have money, you have to get a job and earn money. I mean, there's no excuses in life. You sign a ksuva, you have obligations to support your wife. And to justify it and say I'm learning Torah. I mean, ultimately everyone has to answer to God after 120 years. I'm telling you what I believe is the truth. So I don't think people, necessarily most people, listen, if you have a big Yerusha, your inheritance, it's called Itim LaTorah. Your whole ace should be LaTorah. But I think that Pshat and Kvei Itim LaTorah, the word ace, is there in the word Zman or Shah. Ace means an opportunity. Zman is a time. The time right now is 5:45 in the afternoon. Ace is an opportunity. Now, for me in my life right now, it's an opportunity for me to learn and to teach Torah. It's an opportunity. But life changes, right? Life changes. Some people are not married. They have more of an opportunity to be learning. People who are married, sometimes they have opportunity, and sometimes they don't have opportunity. That's Kovei Itim LaTorah means that your Kovei, the times that you're opportune, right? Everyone needs certain things besides learning Torah. You need to spend time with your wife. You need to spend time with your kids. You need to earn a living. You need to have time to relax. But there always should be, Hashem will always make it that you have, if you're not someone who's preoccupied, you do too much ishtadlus with your business. You have to do it professional. You have to be a professional. Besides being a professional, you should trust in God, and you should have time to relax, and you should have an opportunity to learn Torah. And you have to take advantage of those opportunities. The opportunities in the morning and the night, you should have an opportunity. You should at least Kriya Shema, Shachar and Harvest, the Gemara says minimally, but at least the opportunities, the free time that you have, you should dedicate to Torah. And that's what it means that person, now, that you have to make it up at night, It's based on a Gemara. The Gemara in Eruvin says that one of the Amoraim, right, Yozif B'Yamama Opara Balelia. He borrowed time during the day and he paid it back at night. Now, exactly what that means is unclear, but I think that's the basis for this halacha over here. But to say that you have to make up time for learning, it could be borrowed time because, he needed time to vacation or something like that, or to go out to eat at a restaurant with his wife. So he paid back. He made sure to make it up at night, learn the Daf Yomi at night. It doesn't mean if you learn for 3 hours in the morning and you didn't learn, you had to go to a wedding, you had to go to a bris in the morning, you should make up, stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't make any sense if you're married. So I think Kovei Itim LaTorah is basically just, you should take an account of your entire morning and your entire schedule. There's going to be an opportunity that you have free time. Set aside that free time. Don't waste it. Don't go on TikTok. Don't go do those things. You'll have the other time to relax and do those things. But the time that it's an opportunity, you should set aside for Torah. It could be an hour. There's no specific amount of time. It doesn't have to be an hour. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Minimally, you can even fulfill it through Kriya Shema of Shachas and Arvis. But technically, there should be an amount of time in your day, in the morning and night, that you should be Koveya, and that should be time that you're learning. Do you have to make that up? That's questionable. I don't know if the Gemara really means that, but definitely there should be a time that you're Koveya Itim LaTorah, that opportunities that come up, you should set aside to learn Torah, because Torah is very important to have. It grounds you during your day. If you have time in the morning and night where you're learning, Torah is a very good thing in your life. It gives you grounding in life. It gives you stability in life. The more stability you have in life, that's as good about marriage also. Some people say marriage is not good. You're confined to one woman, but this is what it is, and it gives you stability in your life. Besides the fact that you're not lonely, it gives you stability. It keeps you grounded. Life is such a roller coaster that you want as much grounding, as much stability as possible. And learning Torah in the morning and the evening grounds a person. It does. It grounds a person. Not everyone learns at home. You have to go to shul to learn, go to a base medrash to learn. It really is grounding. I don't learn Torah my whole day, but it gives me a grounding to have, certain times in the morning and certain times in the night where you're grounded and you're learning Torah. So I think it's very important for grounding a person, and that's why it's one of the 6 questions that Hashem asks you after 120 years. I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.